We've been talking about friendships and how they become more and more important during the times we're living.
Yeah, so we enlisted psychologist Andrea Bonier for advice, making and keeping friends. Andrea, it's good to see you. I think a lot of people feel sort of separated, obviously, because of this pandemic. And sometimes time and distance kind of breeds like an unfamiliarity with the person you've loved for a long time. How do you make sure you keep those connections alive? I know we have to be creative that way.
Yeah, we have to be creative. And the truth is, not all screen time is created equal. So, although we're all getting screen fatigue, and although that's not the ideal way to make friends, the truth is there are ways of connecting online when we can make ourselves more vulnerable, when we can focus on sort of the spontaneous interactions that are true back and forths, rather than the calculated interactions where we're just posting stuff and clicking like, and also thinking about how online we may be able to find even new friendships for people that have the same interests as us or can share something with us that we wouldn't necessarily find in the person next door.
Yeah, I think that's really good advice. One of the things that I do think that online climate can do, though, is that if you look at somebody's Instagram or Facebook and you're like, oh, I see their kids, I see where they've been,
yeah, that's a good point.
I see how they are, you feel like you're caught
Yes.
up in their lives, although you're not. You don't have the telephone calls or the conversation.
It's true. It's true. And it sort of lends this weird artificial quality where you know or you think you know so much about a person, and yet there's not really that emotional intimacy there. So part of what I love is the idea of thinking outside of the box and sort of creating new rituals even online. Maybe you're going to cook dinner together, or you're going to start a little book club. Your kids could start a book club with their friends online, or you're going to have a craft night. It goes so much farther than just the video conferencing happy hours. I think we can really find ways to connect online that are a little more intimate than just the posting, because we know from the data that the passive scrolling and liking, it really doesn't nourish us in a friendship way the same way that actual true interaction can.
And sometimes you don't even have to do a big event. We do a Zoom like dinner with my mom where we literally just put the iPad on a chair and she just has her dinner, and there we all sit and talk. What about for our kids? Because Jenna and my kids, too, they've actually physically gone back to school. That's helped, obviously, with the interaction with kids. But there are a lot of parents sitting at home in the virtual world saying, my kid's not getting interaction and needs it.
Yeah, exactly. And my kids are purely virtual too. So I hear that. And I think, again, it's a matter of thinking about how to help your kids feel part of a community. So that's part of what's missing. It's not just the individual relationships, but it's the sense of being part of something. Yes, they're in class, but there's not that sense of being there together and interacting. So thinking about ways, and sometimes parent-teacher organizations can do this. Let's have a little dance party where anybody who wants to come can come. No pressure. We put on some music, or we'll have a baking night where everybody sort of bakes together, or we'll have some sort of even outdoor, safely distanced event, a scavenger hunt in the neighborhood, for instance. So it's a sense of being part of something. School naturally brings that when we're in person. We feel like we're part of a community. And I think these kids, after 6 months' time, are really missing that community sense. So we've got to think outside the box and help them.
Andrea, thank you so much. Andrea's got a book out. It's called Detox Your Thoughts. I just like the sound of it.
Yeah, definitely. We need it. You can get it at today.com/shop.